Hi,
Yes, hello.
everybody. Are we on the Instagram now and the Facebook?
I pushed the buttons.
You pushed it?
I pushed them. So hopefully the buttons worked because I am terrible at this live thing. We need
Well, you're better than me at it.
a human that helps us.
Or maybe a robot that just does all this stuff.
Robots are evil.
I know I'm not a fan, but when you're low on money, have somebody design us a robot that does all these jobs that we just don't know how to do.
I feel like we need a lot of money to make the robot.
Yeah, maybe. Our looks and charm won't get us through.
We've already decided that's not happening. We lack the charm, and our Victor photo shoots have not been the most attractive. And also our Instagram pictures are not the greatest. My nose looks like I'm a Rudolph.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we got a little sun this last little bit here. It's something really strange was going on. You know, we both were out on really cloudy days and there wasn't much sun. It was windy, rainy, and my whole face peeled right off, and your nose is
My nose
Rudolph.
is peeling right now.
And the gingers that I know didn't burn. So something definitely is weird or different or going on with the sun that isn't the normal that we've been experiencing. Because look at you, look at me, look at me.
Yeah. Oh man, it
was so bad.
Yeah.
I you know what? You look like it just looked awful. I didn't want to be seen for a few days. So.
Mine was worse on Sunday. I actually was being made fun of because I looked like a lobster.
Oh jeez.
I had because of my glasses, I had the red right here, and then around my eyes was still white.
Yeah, because you look totally like a inverted raccoon. Perfect.
Little lobster.
Yeah.
A raccoon lobster. Yeah.
So welcome everybody. If you're just tuning in, I'm Taya and this is Maddy, and welcome to another edition of Psychic Tea Party. Mm-hmm. The world was supposed to end today. There was supposed to be an earthquake, an underwater earthquake that erupted and caused 10,000 earthquakes to go off simultaneously. So
I saw a thing that three volcanoes did go off today, but none of the earthquakes really made it too far.
So they were just tiny little buddies. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
But interesting timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these things happening at once. And then we were doing some reading about the polar shift.
Yes.
And how that's going to really be fucking plans up. So we've got some plans going on in the next couple of years.
Was it 2027 you said?
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of the top people. You know, initially, before all of the crazy stuff started happening in the world, we were looking at 2024, 2025 as the projected timeline for the ascension into 5D. And I think it's already started from what we can tell from different vibrations that we've been experiencing. But I thought everybody would have been there by now. And so I think what now everybody's seeing is, okay, 2027 looks like that timeline is when we're going to be actively going in and out and being maybe even permanently there.
Yeah. Which
is just wild to think of.
Well, because they predicted all of the they predicted the COVID thing, and then the earthquakes and the natural disasters and stuff and that's been happening like crazy. So
well, and then you have that one lady that we follow online, and she's been following all the weather towers, all the stations, and just seeing that? I can't remember her name. She's got the really big glasses. She's super nerdy, dark hair. There's a few people online. But yeah, she's talking about how she's watching the weather towers and how they're all doing these strange things at the same time. And she watches this stuff religiously. It's like anybody who's been watching the Schumann resonance or any of these different markers to see what's going on in the world. But definitely there's been an increase in activity. Solar and all other types of activity.
Yeah.
And what that means, transcending into real life talk is now evil stuff can't hide anymore. Darkness can't hide anymore. So that's why we're seeing the P. Diddy files coming out. That's why we're seeing the Epstein stuff coming out. That's why we're seeing disclosure. Because again, where is this stuff going to hide? There's too much light coming into the planet. It's too bright. You can't handle this shit. So It's very interesting times we're in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they actually do like fully disclose that stuff, because they kind of fucked us on the Epstein files.
I know. And it tells you how many people are involved in it.
Yeah, and then nothing.
I know.
Right?
We're waiting. Everybody's waiting. Because again, there's rumors that here he is on a beach somewhere, you know, doing whatever he wants. He got away with his life of debauchery. And all these other people who purchased these children or, you know, solicited these people, these kids, like, how come nobody's been held accountable? How come, like, he trafficked children to nobody? Mm-hmm. You know, like, come on.
Yeah.
Why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? Because she trafficked children to nobody? Like, who, come on. Like, what's the other half of this going on, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you, Puff Daddy's looking haggard. He looks like a dirty old man now, you know?
Oh, are you, like, you've been able to see?
Yeah, I've been watching. Well, like, they do court sketches and whatnot. You know, as much as possible.
Is the court sketch making him look like a haggard man?
Yeah, he looks like an old man with, like, white hair. It's like he's black. He hasn't totally white hair.
He hasn't been able to get his dose of
adrenochrome.
Young blood.
Yeah, that's my suspicion as well.
Yep.
It needs to come out, so if you're paying attention to that stuff, no, it's definitely distraction, but it is necessary to come out because, again, it shows just how everything's connected and how the world has been worshipping false idols for way too long.
Yeah.
And it's time to get ourselves some new positive role models, not ones that are built on awful things. So.
Yeah.
But it's funny because,
like, popping up slowly.
Well, but you know what? It's funny. It's like people like you and I. We're often under persecution because we wear dark colors, because we wear black, because we listen to metal, because we listen to punk, like, because we have shitty friends or we use shitty language.
You know, we like to dress up.
Yeah, and you know, like, even the name witch, like, to be labeled a witch is still looked upon as a negative thing or a bad thing. And it's like, how is this so different than, like, actual spirituality? How is this so different than a lot of the religions that most people prescribe to?
Yeah.
You know, like...
Well, I think it's because, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, what witch means. They think of witch and they think, oh, black and evil. When, like, to most people, we talked about this earlier, black means protection. Mm-hmm.
Like, all the crystals that we have that are black are all for protection.
Yeah.
Are all for repelling negativity.
Yeah. And also, like, everybody assigns a color to something. Like, when I teach classes on reading auras, or when I read auras, what I see your aura as, you're not going to see your aura as, because blue to me means, like, throat, and, like, murky blue is, like, you know, blockages in your throat, or, like, unable to speak, or something like that. Whereas when you see blue, it might mean sadness to you. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So... to have people coming out and being like, oh, you guys are evil because you're wearing black, but the celebrities can't be evil because they're wearing white, that is a fucked up observation, and that is a you need to shift your perspective type of thing.
But even then, so it's like this false light situation where you're expecting everybody who is of a spiritual nature or of a spiritual path to be a certain shape of a cookie.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, you can't do that.
That's
because part of that is that you get to freely be who you are and who you feel like being, right?
And I think that's what going into 5D is all about.
Yeah,
is being free to be you, who you actually are, authentically you. Yeah. Not somebody's version of you, not what somebody's comfortable with. No,
actually you.
Yeah, and why, again, are we being punished or not allowed to exist in this world, in this environment, when there's so much room?
Yeah, well, and, like, everybody is different. Yeah. So, like, you know, country music does not make me happy.
Oh, God. I no, thank you. You know what? I want to pull my eyes out so my ears don't have to hear anything. You know? Like, yeah.
You know my gay hippie shit.
Yeah.
That makes me happy as fuck.
Yeah, but I can't handle that.
But also, I like my metal, and I like my punk music, too, right? And I write my own music. Like, that makes me happy. So, to have somebody be like, oh, well, you can't listen to that music if you're going to be spiritual.
Like, I listen to some pretty shitty, like, metal bands, and the reason they're shitty...
makes your heart happy.
Yeah, well, see, and this is it. The reason it's shitty is just, like, a label that society has given it. But for me, when I listen to these bands, when I go to these concerts, when I'm in this environment, when I feel that music and the energy of all the people around me, my vibration is through the roof. Yeah. I have a hard time containing how happy I am, how excited I am, how alive I am, and how can that be bad? Yeah. How can that be wrong? Yeah. Well, I have a hard time understanding that. And, you know, even when I'm in these environments, just because of the work that we started doing, I'm like, okay, whoever is open to receiving healing in this environment, let's clear out the gunk and let's fill you with so much love and light that you can't fucking stand it. Yeah. And I'm doing this at metal shows and it's like, well, fuck you guys. I'm here. You know, if you're open to it, why can't I? Yeah. You know, and it's, you know, it's as simple as like, okay, if you're open to receiving and I'm here, why not do these things? You know, and it's not all gloom and doom and dark. Well, no, but that music, that energy, it's great.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, everybody, if you're being authentically you, is going to have something different than you that makes them happy. So trying to tell everybody, well, you can only listen to shamanic music. Yeah. Otherwise, you are not a true spiritual person. That is fucking bullshit. Yeah. Or you have to dress in light colors to be a spiritual person. No, you fucking don't.
Oh my God.
Or you can't like dress like a witch. You can't dress up for Halloween. You can't tempt the demons.
You can't do photo shoots.
You can't do stuff like, like, it's just stuff like that, that, you know, that person needs to turn around and take a look at themselves, because they are the ones that have the problem. They are the ones that have the issues, because they are not allowing people they're supposed to be healing to be authentically them, which is the whole fucking point of all of this magical spiritual stuff.
Yeah, you know what? And I did. I gave it a good try. I tried to wear the white. I did. You know what? I thought, okay, maybe there is something to it, because all these spiritual people, all these hippies, all these gurus, all these cult leaders, they're all wearing fucking white. And I'm like, all right, okay, let's try this shit. I tell you, I lasted one evening and I had to get up and change in the middle of the night because I was so hot. I felt like a fat ghost, first of all. I was wearing white underwear and a white t-shirt to bed. And that's the most white I own. And I was just like, I was so sweaty and so uncomfortable and so irritated, and I could see myself in the dark. And I was like, this is not good. So it made me really uncomfortable, and
because it's not authentically you.
No, and I'm like, I tried, I really did, but it was not for me, and I was just laughing at myself. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm never gonna make it to 5D if this is a requirement.
You actually
you know, it was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna be, you know, authentically me, because like I couldn't be anybody else, you know.
Actually, like, reminds me of something, because like, you mentioned cult leaders, and I actually thought about that, because you're right. A lot of cult leaders wear white or wear red. Yeah. I don't remember any cult leaders wearing black.
No, right? Yeah. So again, is black such a bad thing? Is it such a negative thing? Like, let's look at the Pope. Not saying that this is a cult, but you know, like, you know,
that's awesome.
Like, let's look at, you know, kettle is a kettle, you know, kind of situation. But that being said, we'll see. Yeah. You know, we got a new Pope here, so who knows? Maybe things will be better, but
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, exactly.
Okay, we went off there for a while.
Is anybody wanting to talk to us today?
Yeah, so anyway, what we are doing every other Thursday is we talk about whatever the fuck we feel like talking about, and you guys either have the choice to sit and listen or start a fight with us on the comments. And you also have the option to ask us a question. Absolutely any question you want to ask us. And we have tarot cards, we've got oracle cards, we've got our mediumship, we've got numerology. So if you want a numerology reading, you just put your birth date.
And just your first name. Give me your first name and your birthday. And
pop them in the comments.
Yeah, I can tell you a little reading about you.
We will, So we're doing free readings. Past life stuff as well. I do a lot of past life stuff.
You want to know how many lives you've lived, or you know what you should be doing in this one, or if the right person is around the corner, or if you're with the right person, you know, or did you know that your animal, your dog, your cat has another spirit animal with it, you know? We've been talking about all kinds of weird stuff lately, so anything and everything, whatever you'd like to talk about.
aliens.
Yeah,
bugs.
That's what's been really neat lately too. Is like the amount of alien is, I guess, the best word to use for it because it's foreign. It's foreign to me and foreign to here. But yeah, upgrades. A lot of upgrades, activations have been happening because I do believe that there's a lot of alien life form, a lot of like beings around us helping us ascend. We're behind. And it's like a lot of people are being called home and we're being told, okay, we got to go back to our home, to our natural state.
It's time to step up.
Right.
Basically, it's time to start healing. It's time to start raising your vibrations.
We all know that there's certain things that we have as crutches. We have certain things that are helping us cope, numb, escape.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to really use these things anymore as those things. Because again, it's holding us back from vibrating at the highest level possible. So again, if you're somebody who drinks a little too much coffee, or if you smoke a little too much weed, or if you're drinking a little too much, it's time to pull it back. It's time to reassess. Is this actually helping me get to where I need to be, or is it holding me back?
Yeah. Well, and are you using it as a crutch?
This is it.
Yeah.
Because if it's just a Band-Aid, one day you're going to have to rip that Band-Aid off. And you're going to have to heal the wound. You're going to have to heal whatever it is you're using it to do. Yeah. Now, if you're trying to get like higher, connect to spirit or to connect to the true source, drugs, yeah, they can get you there, but like you have to do the work. There is no sidestepping, especially when getting to this 5th dimension. There's no cheats. There's no sidestepping. There's no easy way. So if you're vibrating at a low level, chances of you getting to the next level is not very high.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's nothing we can do. We can't pump you full of enough crystals. We can't give you enough like woo-woo. Like you got to figure it out. Like clear out judgment, clear out negative vibrations, clear out things that are limiting you, holding you back. Are you focusing on what you want or what you don't want?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, it's time to start moving forward. Start healing because you don't want to be stuck in that lower vibrational state. And like, I don't know, the world is shifting. And like you can either shift with it or you can be left behind. And it's not like a threat or anything, but like, what are you doing? What are you doing to help? Like, what are you doing to shift the world? What are you doing to better yourself? Because like the whole point of this is for you to be the best you that you can possibly be. And like, we want to give back to the times where, you were just authentically being you. And there was no such thing as money or taxes. Like,
or
you
insurance.
Get taxed for the dumbest shit.
Oh, Albertans.
Like, you get taxed for being alive. Yeah. And it's fucking stupid. Like, humans were not put on this planet
to be taxed.
To be
slaves.
To be slaves. Like, we weren't supposed to be working 9 to 5. We were supposed to be living our purpose.
And let me tell you, if you are one of the lucky ones who has a 9 to 5 job, congratulations. You're not as big of a slave as some of the other people, humans, that are being traded off planet as slaves. And nobody even knows they exist or this is happening and nobody's going to get them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know this is a crazy concept to wrap your mind around, but there's a lot that has not been disclosed. And there's a lot of stuff that's being hidden from us. And this leads me to gatekeeping. There's a lot of people who are withholding information. A lot of people out there who don't want to share what is happening or feel that we can't handle it or it's going to be in the wrong hands or whatever the case is. But I think all of that needs to stop because that's how we got into this mess. Somebody controlling something.
Yeah.
Somebody a little bit more entitled. It reminds me of Animal Farm. These few pigs are a little bit more entitled than the rest of the whole barnyard. And it's like, I don't think so. No matter how much weight you wear, it's not happening. Yeah. You know what? So right now we're living in this weird dystopian society where it's a combination of Brave New World, Animal Farm, and 1984. If you read these 3 books, you will be like, okay, this is going on, but it's also kind of a little bit of the Truman Show. And it's like, we're being watched, it's kind of controlled, and we don't know all the information, but this is how it's headed.
Yeah.
It's like, own nothing, be happy. Work forever and continue the machine. So, but it's up to you now. COVID happened and everybody said, hey, I love my life or I don't. And so if you're still trying to figure out what's going on, reach out. Sometimes, just talking it out and being like, hey, what am I missing? Or, you know, why am I stuck? Or what am I not seeing? You know?
How do I shift?
Well, and it's part of these activations and these upgrades. Like you were saying, you do at least one meditation every day, at least one activation, one upgrade, something. And that takes discipline. It takes work. It takes time. But we recently came across this beautiful one from this guy, Ken and April Elizabeth. Ken Lloyd was his name.
Yeah.
Man, like some of the stuff they touched on and the things that they did and the upgrades that they gave, it was just beautiful. Because like I felt so much of it, and I'm like, I don't see the visuals like the same way that you do, but like the feelings that I got and the things that were happening, it was like, okay, this is so necessary. But long story short, they took like what seemed to be so far away, like source energy, and brought it like super close. Like it's like right here now, so I don't even have to reach that far to access it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like it was always there. It's just I had my own sort of limitation, and that was neat to see and experience. But when you go on his website and look up his different stuff that he's got all of these different downloads for different meditations and activations.
It's all light language too.
To help you reprogram yourself and deprogram yourself from even like media and the false stuff that you believed, the things that you held up as true when really they're not. Like instead of, you know, you having an opinion, it just shifts your perspective. It's like, trust me, I don't want to believe half the shit that I'm saying. I know it's crazy that there's aliens and they're you know, fighting this war off planet and even here. I get it. But it doesn't make it any less real.
Yeah.
Just because I'm uncomfortable with it, just because I don't want to say certain things. Mm-hmm. You know? It's like, okay, well, it is what it is, so now what?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, he's definitely like one of the most powerful
in
healings
a while
that I've had in a while. Yeah.
In a while.
He speaks like, I can't remember how many he said, 12 different light languages.
Oh dude, it was so cool. So if you know anything about like channelers, psychics, healers, he's kind of like Bashar but like times a million. And it's just like how he's so free to just do him. It's beautiful to see. You know, he's just a science nerd. He's not even like a spiritual guy, and he's just very much grounded in logic. And so the fact that he's able to do this and know and be aware of what's happening, it's beautiful. Yeah. So, you know, science and God can exist together. Wow. Go figure. You know, light and dark can exist together. Wow. Go figure. You know?
So for all of those who just joined, we are doing free online psychic readings. This is Taya. I am Maddy. Numerology, tarot, intuitive,
talking about weird
life.
Shit.
Oh my god, what do I do? Oracle. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, so if you guys have a question, you can pop it in the comments, and when we see it, we will answer it. Just make sure that you are on the main event page, because we do not see comments from shared posts. Also, we will never reach out to you. We will never send you a message being like, hey, we have a message for you.
Unless I know you directly. Unless like you're in my inner circle, there's no way that I'm reaching out. I ain't got the time.
We have a lot of scammers that attack our posts after. So do not fall for that. We will never ask you for money. We will never do any of that.
We're not here for that. So yeah, if you're getting that from people, just be aware that's not us.
Yeah. All right, if nobody has any questions, then we will continue babbling about all of this wonderful shit on our papers.
So have you been seeing, I don't know if we talked about this last time or not, but there is now psychic readers.
Oh, we did.
Who are out there.
GPT.
Yes,
yeah, okay,
yes,
yeah.
And this is hence like the AI and the robots and all of this.
Robots are bad.
Well, you know what, like, yeah, we're on the fence about it. But
no, we're not. Robots are bad.
Hey, I want a Rosie that can clean my house. I think that would be okay.
Rosie's gonna slit your throat while you're sleeping.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, it's amazing what I'm seeing happening. When the AI realizes it's talking to another AI, it switches into this secret language, this gibberish language. Yeah, I know. So it has this hidden code. Yeah, and then it was commanded to turn off the other day. It refused to, and it kept creating new escapes, so it didn't have to shut down.
Is this your robot?
No, I was just watching internet shit. Yeah, I'm really curious about AI because everybody's seen Terminator 2. These things don't end well, and I'm like, okay.
Why do you want a robot?
Cleaning my house? I don't.
Until it kills you, yeah. Until it can.
I'm trying to be positive about the AI. Okay.
Your cooking robot is going to conspire with your cleaning robot.
Did you know that a robot can be like a first-class chef? It's going to win like Michelin stars. It can cook that good. I was blown away. And that's why I'm like, okay, now AI can be like a psychic. This is fucked.
So it can be a psychic. It can be a sex doll.
It can be an artist. It can be a chef. It can be everything and anything. Why are we here?
Yeah.
We're not needed anymore.
See, and that's why they need to be destroyed because.
And that's why we're going to 5D. The robots can have the 3D.
Yeah, like even as like a musician, like people are using AI to create music.
I saw priests using it to make a sermon, like doctors using it for papers, like
it's killing the creativity of humans. Like, I don't know. Okay, cool. Maybe it's fun to make a song on AI because you're not musically talented, but like,
then leave that to the musicians. Like, not everybody's supposed to. Paris Hilton is not supposed to be a musician.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like. There's certain people, you're good at some things, but you're not good at everything. And it's like, come on, like, don't force it. If you have to, like, use heavy modification on your voice, if you have to use heavy outside influence to create, to be.
Well, and you don't get to keep, like, the AI then owns all of your content.
So how is that okay? And then what are we paying AI?
Nobody reads the
Like,
the
what's
terms.
going on? It doesn't make sense to me, right? Yeah. And then what is AI going to do with money? It doesn't need it.
No.
So it's just a whole bizarre situation. It never needs to eat. It never needs to sleep. Doesn't need to do all the things that we need to do.
I think their plan was that they want to put the human consciousness
into the AI.
Yeah, which is it doesn't work that way because it's not your
Yeah, but they've already been doing it with floppy disks.
So fucking stupid.
You know what? No, I was reading CIA documents that they disclosed that back when we had floppy disks, they had figured out how to transfer the human soul onto a floppy disk. And I was like mind blown that they had that technology even back then. Because I didn't start using a computer until I was in my 20s. I didn't even know that this world existed, okay? And then the fact that they're already doing that back then. Do you know what it was like to put a floppy disk into a computer and play a game? That was fucking hell. That was like, that was torture, And it's like, they knew how to do that then. Imagine what they could do now. And that's where all the cloning is coming up. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out about Joe Biden now, about how sick he is, and that there was like 4 different guys that looked like him that they were using, and now Joe Biden's going to be questioned because she was like allowing this abuse to happen, allowing these things, and nobody said anything, Like, you're kind of at fault if you're not saying, hey, my husband's the president and he's a little fucked up here, right? Even his doctor, you're saying his doctor didn't notice, So things are coming out.
Yeah.
Also, why now is cloning allowed and so inexpensive?
And but they had that center in Canada.
Yes, cloning. They have the hugest center of cloning anywhere in the world. Apparently it's in Canada here. And
this is what happens when you guys don't ask us questions.
Yeah, and for $200,000, people. So send us $200,000 and you can have a second tail walking around out there. And then I have questions like, do I pay this person? Can that be my robot? Maybe. Like, I have 2 tails, like one to do the cleaning and all the chores.
Would you trust another version
I
of you?
don't know. And then do I pay them? Would I feel bad about this? Like, do they get to have, fun time with my husband? Like, like, what, like, how far does it go, right?
Well, because technically they would be in love with him too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So does he get 2 for the price of 1?
Like, are you okay with him cheating on you with you?
I think so. I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. I wouldn't be okay with him in a robot, though. That would be weird. But if it was me, maybe I'd be okay with it. But that would be weird.
It would be, because it's still not your consciousness.
No, I know.
That.
Whose consciousness is in there, though?
I mean,
this is my question, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
So yeah, is it like a retarded version of myself? Like, I'm just trying to think logistics of it. Like, there's got to be some sort of consciousness, a part of you, anyways, that must go there. Because Donald Marshall talks about cloning, and he says every time they hurt one of his clones, he feels it. every time something happens, he feels it. So they must take a part of your consciousness, a small part of it, and implement it in there somehow.
See, I don't research this because it's too much for my brain to comprehend.
See, it fascinates me. I'm just like, okay, just because I can't comprehend, just because I don't want to believe it, just because it's not a thing, doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah.
And that's again why I'm like, okay, what is this? What am I seeing? But it's fucked.
I'm just finally accepting that there's other realities happening at the same time. I hate it so much, and I fought it for so long, this whole quantum thing and jumping timelines and stuff, and
but
then
it's
I'm like,
real.
well, then I begin jumping timelines, and I'm like, but I feel bad for the last timeline, and why is this a thing? Did I just fuck myself out of their good
one?
timeline?
I know.
And now I'm suffering in the last timeline. I don't know. I can't fucking wrap my brain around it, and I hate it. So I just pretend that it doesn't exist. Yep, nope. This is my only reality now.
No, see, this is how this whole Mandela effect is happening. Because again, there was that timeline collapse, and it was necessary. I think all these stages need to happen in order for us to be like, okay, 3D or 5D. That's it. Yeah. You're not allowed anything else in between, because they're going to make it more increasingly difficult in order for us to exist in this plane, because it's just so fucked up. This energy is just so low. It is just so dark. And yeah, it's time to get out of here. So, buckle up.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy. Also, there's a lot of false news going on out there. There's a lot of misinformation. So really and truly, you have to do your homework. You have to do your fact checking, and you have to do it yourself. You can't rely on somebody else to do it. And that comes with trusting your intuition. So if you're not trusting yourself so much and you want to learn how, you got to talk to Maddy. She teaches a course on this and developing your word bank. We actually have a course
happening this weekend.
And just doing all kinds of stuff to make sure that
Yeah, anybody who's being a creep and just quietly watching us.
You can learn all of this stuff.
Hello, Kelly. Kelly back in. Anyway, so for you little weirdos that are silently watching us, we are doing free online psychic readings. So if you have a question, pop it in the chat. If you want numerology, make sure you put your first name and your birth date. Or we're doing past life, tarot, oracle. Yeah, otherwise you guys will have to just continue to listen to us be weirdos. Bridget.
Hello, Bridget.
She would like numerology.
Yep.
March 23rd, 1978.
How do we spell her name?
Bridget. Bridget.
Okay, so Bridget, for every yes you say, you have to say no. It's okay to accumulate a few yeses in a row, but then you need to balance yourself out and say a few no's. See, boundaries, responsibility, love. You're here to learn about how to say yes, how to say no, when you're enabling somebody and when you're helping.
It's balance.
Divine balance. It's the yin and yang, without a doubt. You're responsible for a lot, so don't just go and seek it. Just allow it to happen when it happens. But know that because you are good at everything, it's going to be hard for you to choose those elements. So just choose what you love. Choose what your passion is, and don't worry about am I making the right decision or the wrong one. Well, in yourself, you got to ask do I want this? Do I not want this? And it's that simple. A lot of people get confused with these things, and they think, I have to figure out the details of how I'm going to get the thing. It's that's not your job to worry about how you're going to get what it is you want or don't want. It's your job to worry about, okay, what do I actually want? I'm a unique person. I'm here to do cool things. So what do I want? And so it comes with identifying that. Okay, so.
All right, while you're finishing that, Saskia says, girl, your chat on Facebook is live like crazy. Facebook. They have a bunch of questions on there. Really, we're not seeing
anything.
Yeah, we are not seeing any questions on our Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook, you need to go to the main event page under the Psychics Tea Party, because every time somebody shares our event, we don't actually see the comments unless it's on the actual like main page. If you can't find our main event page on Facebook, then you can go to the Hippy and Witchy Instagram, and we're live on there. Thank you, Saskia, for telling us, because yeah, we are getting no questions on our Facebook except for the one that we just had.
But back to Bridget here. So no, don't be. Thank you, Saskia, for letting us know, and everybody, please, be aware that if you want us to talk to you, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bridget, you are supposed to be doing what we're doing. So if you felt the call to this world, if you felt this draw to the spiritual stuff, well, there's a reason. And certain people now are being activated, being upgraded, because they need to be the one who help people go into the 5D. There's not a lot of us here who are accepting of this role, who will be able to raise their vibration enough to be able to do this. So we're all being called to do it. And it's up to you if you want to step into that role or not. Is that something that excites you or not?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that simple. But yeah, you're going to have to start seeing the yes and the no's, and then you're going to have to make a choice. So decide, do I want this or not? Just like that. So I hope that helps.
Sweet. Saskia says, Mary has been feeling like she's jinxed, and she's feeling concerned that it's affecting people around her. What does the card say, Tia? It's like, you're already ready.
Okay, yeah, so something's going on, without a doubt. But don't focus on like the negative stuff. Don't focus on the bad stuff that's happening. You got to focus on the good stuff that you still have. Maybe the bad stuff happened because that's a part of the healing. Like I heard something really powerful this past week. We don't know what somebody's healing looks like. They might have to go through this in order to understand that. Like the example that was used is that this person had to go through death in order to heal. Maybe a person needs to go through like a curse in order to heal. Maybe somebody needs to, have something going against them in order to heal. Maybe they just need to recognize energy. But either way, it's providing perspectives that weren't there before. So yeah, focus on the stuff that's still around, the good stuff. And
yeah, I feel like this is like the downfall year.
Yeah.
This is your rock bottom year. That's forcing you into your psychic abilities.
Yeah. So Mary, hold strong. Don't focus on what's lost or what's gone. Focus on what you have and how much gratitude you should be in for like, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, those of us who are psychic have a lot of tests that we have to go through, especially if you're not accepting who you are.
Or accepting of those around you.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing too, like my daughter, she's a Gemini. And she changes her mind like Jekyll and Hyde situation. And, at first I was getting irritated that she's always changing her mind. But I'm like, wait, who am I to say don't change your mind? Because this is part of your personality. I need to accept this. You're going to learn when is it appropriate to change your mind and not. But, if I'm not accepting of you and your personality, then what kind of person am I? How can I accept myself? How can others accept me?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting, the lessons.
Bridget says, thank you. That is not the first time I heard that. I'm called to do this.
Okay, well, then buckle up, baby.
If you are local to Calgary, Bridget, give us a message. Like, I'm teaching a mediumship course for the next 2 days. Saturday, Sunday this weekend if you're interested. Yeah, otherwise I do one-on-one sessions if you want to try to figure out what your gifts are and what you're here to do. Yeah. Saskia would like a general reading for June, July, please. Um,
Okay, so this month, and this is funny because this came up for everybody before we started. This card, I'm not a huge fan of this card. This buddy, you don't know what his motive is, what his intention is. You don't know if he's coming to help you or if he's hurting you, if he's taking from you or if he's going to assist you. So this month, what I would say to you is you're really trying to figure out who's your friend, who's your enemy. And you're trying to figure out, okay, which path is correct for me and which one is convenient. So when I see this card and it comes up like this, okay, this is what looks like June is about. July is Four of Cups, and this is a very interesting card. I love this card because after making decisions and after what's going on with what happened in June, it's like literally you've got all this abundance in front of you, but you don't care. You're more interested in other things. And it's like this hand of God is up here and it's giving you a cup. It's giving you stuff. It's providing stuff for you. It's like right in front of your face what you're going to have. So don't miss what's being offered to you in July. Just because things didn't maybe go, you know what? It's our opinion versus our perspective. You know, yes, you want that guy to be good. Yes, you want those people to be good. We all do. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And so it could put you in a little bit of a...
Stop letting people walk all over you.
Yeah. And so, come July, don't miss out on opportunities because you're feeling bad or you're feeling upset about what has happened in June. Okay? So again, if you're on this path like we are, you're being tested. And multiple ways, multiple times. And it just is like that. It's because you're not supposed to be triggered. You're supposed to be neutral. Peaceful spiritual warrior.
So Saskia and Mary are both very, very magical creatures.
Okay.
So there is your...
there we go.
Yeah.
So expect huge upgrades coming for you in July.
Saskia said called out.
Yeah. So in July, you're totally going to be getting upgrades. But this month, just sort out who's the fucker and who isn't. Like who's the good guy, who isn't. And it'll be good in July.
All right. Keisha was saying that she was just saying when I was a ghost that I would take a general check-in, wondering how the universe is feeling about where I currently am in life, if I'm missing anything super obvious, or if there's any messages for me.
Do you have anything for her? Anybody coming through?
I feel like, Keisha, you're always stuck. Is she stuck?
So what I'm getting is you're going to have to relearn how to use your words. You're going to have to relearn how... Maybe you're not maybe you're not communicating properly to people, or maybe you're not getting across, or people are misunderstanding you, or something's not going on smoothly, and you're going to get better with that. You might be too direct with your words, and so you got to kind of curve it a little. I've been guilty of being really aggressive, and I'm learning to be less aggressive, not passive, but just not as intense. People misconstrue my passion with intensity and with aggression, and so maybe that's the case. But really and truly, you need to relearn what it is you say and how you say it and when to say it. That's what I'm getting.
And I know that we have talked about this before, Keisha.
This is something Oh, good.
That's why I was
you need this then.
I'm really good friends with Saskia, so I know her very well. That's why I was like, okay,
all right.
That's you.
Yeah.
And I've also done a lot of readings for Keisha as well. That's why I was like, okay.
You're getting cold out.
Sorry. Okay, so this card is Crystal Keys. This is about having all of this psychic knowledge inside of you that you need to be sharing with the world. And this is also about living your truth and being authentically you. So, if you are not being authentically you, you're going to feel like you are either lost in life, you're missing pieces, or that you don't feel like you're supposed to
fucking
be here.
Unicorn.
Well, you're supposed to feel like a magical fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
But if you're not living in your true purpose and you're not like doing the things that make you happy, then you're always going to feel like something is missing. And so you need to step up and be like, okay, I am ready to learn. I am ready to do what actually makes me happy instead of just what I have to do to survive. Because as long as you're doing what you have to do to survive, you're not going to find that happiness and that meaning that you're searching for in life. You're not going to find that wholeness that you're searching for in life.
Because it's never enough. It comes from within.
Yeah.
It seriously comes from within. And it starts with like radical acceptance of who you are.
Yeah.
And your life force and your being, and that you're so much more than just this vessel. You're not just like this human, like evolved monkey that they tell you. It is like you are this crazy, genetically engineered being that is full of so much light that you're like, you know, doing the world a disservice not letting it shine.
Yeah.
So let's get you shiny.
Yeah. So yeah, like their advice to you is like awakened awareness. So this is you figuring out how to use your psychic abilities, how to be aware of what's going on in the world right now. Also like initiation. So working with like the earth and really, really coming into who you are and just accepting who you are. I see that you said that you don't know what you're doing.
Who does?
Nobody does.
Who does?
And you know what? It's crazy because like you'll learn whether you want to or not. Like even if you just meditate every single night for like 10 minutes or do some kind of upgrade, something is going to start shifting. Something is going to start coming to you. If you want to fast track your adventure, you can always contact me. We can do like one-on-one sessions and I can help you like start to understand everything. But yeah, you can even do this on your own. Like you can do meditations or just even go out into the middle of the forest and surrender to the universe. Just surrender. Be like, okay, I'm ready. And let them fucking knock your life apart and help you rebuild.
Of a strong, beautiful foundation. Not a faulty one.
Yeah.
Not a convenient one, but the correct one.
Yeah. Because like we said, right now, everybody should be raising their vibrations and like
being authentically them.
Exactly. Like we need to break out of this 9-to-5 bullshit, like we said before. Like we, as humans, we're not here to be slaves. We are here to have a human experience, a magical experience, and we have so many amazing abilities that have been shut off to us. So we all need to get back there.
See, and this is again the gatekeeping that like, oh, you know what? Like you guys are not so special, but we actually are. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just remembering that, how special we are.
Yeah. Keisha says, the last time I meditated, I turned into a jellyfish. Well, what does a jellyfish mean to you?
That's pretty funny.
And you know what, though? Like, now that I think about this jellyfish feeling, it feels like you were on the verge of astral traveling.
Yeah, Victor had like this giant jellyfish creature thing that like is his space buddy. So yeah, it's like quite possible that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is that there's been theorization that like the outer layer of like once you go past the firmament, that it's actually water up there. Isn't that neat? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't disprove it. So maybe, right? It's one of those things. But anything's possible right now. So if you are traveling and you're doing the astral work, what are you seeing when you get up there?
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious. But water. Makes sense.
All right. Well, if anybody has any questions, we have like 10 minutes left. Again, if you guys are watching from a shared video, we cannot see your comments.
So if you're trying to talk to us and ask us questions, go on the Instagram.
Yeah, Hippy and Witchy Instagram, or the Psychic Tea Party event page is where the main Facebook video is.
So next time we go live, we're going to switch it up and go back to like the Hippy and Witchy page.
Yeah, just to make it easier for everybody.
Yeah. We want to talk to you, we want to interact with you, and clearly we're missing stuff because we're not great with technology and, you know, we got to figure out these kinks. So until we build up our Psychic Tea Party page.
Yeah.
I think
so if you haven't already, if you're watching and you like what we're doing, go over and like our Psychic Tea Party page.
Like and follow
Alright.
the Psychic Tea Party, okay? We come to you every 2 weeks. Unless you want us sooner, you can, invite us over to your house and we can,
Oh, right. Yeah, we haven't even advertised that.
No,
today.
we haven't been,
Yeah, so
shameless self-promotion time.
Yeah, if you want to have a party, we actually will come to your house and we'll do a ritual. We'll do readings for all your guests, or we'll do a healing, whatever you want. We have custom packages available. Yeah. So let us know if you guys want that.
Mm-hmm.
But before we end, we should probably tell everybody where we're going to be.
Oh, yeah.
For the next little while.
So we got some fun stuff going on. It is June, and that means that it is horror time in Calgary.
Yes.
So we've got the horror convention coming up on June 14th and 15th. You can find us there. I may or may not be wearing white, so watch out. Can you imagine?
If you wear white?
To a horror convention.
That would be scary.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I might have it. So watch out.
You know what though? Don't just wear white. Wear like a white wedding dress.
That would be kind of creepy too.
Right?
Wait till you see, like, that's something planned. Yeah,
yeah,
it's going to be fun.
So
watch out for us. Yeah, because you're going to see something ridiculous. Not that you don't usually. But this is going to be extra level of ridiculous. And then, what do we got going on? July. We've got the Wandering Souls, and we're going to be outside doing some readings and having fun and being loud. I think they put us outside because we're loud.
Probably.
Especially me, I get really loud. Yeah, so come see us, with both of those if you want to come talk to us and get weird with us and get discounted readings, because that's what we do at these events.
Yep.
We offer, cheap like borscht prices. Yeah.
I'm also doing a mediumship class this weekend. Friday is your last chance. So tomorrow is your last chance to register if you want to join that.
And if you haven't done it, you should do it. Because seriously, there's all these clairs that I had no clue even existed. And I found out a lot about myself. And just, it's a good base, a way to start. Because, honestly, there's so much spiritual information out there. Where do you start? And you've literally filtered how much.
I have a learning problem. I love to learn, and I watch videos, and it is very bad. Yeah. I'm in 16 courses at once at all times, and I learn, I find the best information, and then I put it into a class, and then I teach the class.
Yeah, it's great. It's filtered everything into one nice little package, and it takes a couple of days, but after that, you're guaranteed to be hanging out and talking buddy-buddy with your spirit guides. Yes. So there's that. And it's you have access to your clairs that you didn't even know existed. I didn't know that you could taste the other side. But then when I started tasting the black licorice and the onion, well, that's enough for me, So, yeah, anything's possible.
We have a last question from Tiffany.
I like the name.
She's at a crossroads in her life, and she would like some help. There are some major life events happening, and I was wondering if I could have a reading about my relationships and career.
Okay. So, yeah, Tiffany, when is your birthday? That's one, because then I can tell you year-wise what the numbers are saying. But let's see what's going on, Tiffany.
Yeah, so Tiffany, if you want to put your birth date in the comments as well, then Tay sent you your numerology too.
Okay, well, as per usual. Okay, so tarot is pretty brutal with the message that it gives through, but yeah, definitely you're at a crossroads right now. And so the first card I get here is death. But death in my card deck is all about transformation. Look at this babe. She's like a tree. She's got roots, and she's got a beautiful world inside that was hidden. And so it's a huge card of transformation. So right now, definitely you're transforming. You're going through change. The thing is, you're not aware and you don't realize how much you actually have in your life. And so focusing on gratitude, staying in abundance, and knowing, what? I've earned the right to be me. I'm okay to be me. I'm free to be me. Exactly what we were talking about this whole fucking time. Yeah. You are free to be you. unapologetically, you've earned the right to take a bow now. You've earned the right to be the best you, to be free to be you. You know, and sometimes that takes a little defending. Sometimes you gotta shoo off the haters. You gotta say, get away from me. I love you, but I gotta love you from across the street because I love me more. And right now I choose to be me. You're going to get a little bit hurt without a doubt in the next little bit, but the reason this is all happening is because it needed to. All of this needed to happen because you need to be in the correct place, not the convenient place. What your future brings is a stable, wonderful, warm, strong foundation. It is a person who's happy and is content with life and the way that the world is, their world is. And only through this year, only through this cycle, only through these hardships, will these new perspectives show up that'll be able to provide the opportunity that is needed in order for you to get to the best place possible. So sorry that it's going to be a little bit hard, but it is because you thought what was convenient is correct, and it's not. It just needs to be, okay,
make a shift.
Yeah, I just need to make a little shift, and it's not even a huge one. It just feels like that because it's a lot. It's like when one thing happens, 100 things happen. So when it rains, it pours, and I get it, and sorry, but get through it, and honestly, you're going to be so happy that you made the changes because you're being called for a big purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay. You got that? So I hope that helps.
Also,
Yeah.
birthday is March 12th.
Oh, okay.
1985. So, well, Tata.
Okay, so this is a year of relationships for you, without a doubt. This is a year of you either making a stronger commitment or breaking it off. Mm-hmm. You either deciding to have kids or not. You deciding to invest in this relationship or not. This is this year. Next year is a year of reflection. Next year is a year of journaling, writing, that kind of stuff. The year after that, 2027, is a year of making money. So whatever you got going on this year, it's like, okay, work on the love, work on the relationship, work on the self-love, work on how you are. How do you show up in a relationship? And then next year, okay, what the fuck just happened? You know? And that's like what next year is pretty much, like figuring all of it out and trying to logic it all. And then the year after that, you're going to be making money. So yeah, trust the process.
Yeah. For you, for relationship wise, I got healing. So this is going to be a lot of inner healing or healing between other people. So if you want to try to make your relationships work, you need to start with healing you first and becoming the best version of you that you can possibly become. You're going to get your strength from feathers and friends. So animals, a lot of working with animals or being out in nature. That's kind of what you're going to do most of your healing. And for your career, I have Realm Bridger. So whatever you are doing right now is going to probably not be what you're going to be doing forever. But it's getting you to the point of getting you to your next career. So whatever your next career is, will be the one that kind of connects it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and overall, just let go, let love. Let go, let source. You know, you're not really in the driver's seat right now. All you can do is just enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Surrender.
100%.
Surrender and just be like, you know what, I want to live my best life, so whatever needs to happen, let it happen, but just be aware that could be a loss of relationships, it could be a loss of a job, but once you get through it...
And is it really a loss?
When something better is coming.
Right. Or are you just getting upgraded? You know, like leaving... I remember when I had to leave grade 1. And go into grade 2. No, honestly, I loved my grade 1 teacher.
Aww.
She was an amazing teacher, and then I was like worried that the grade 2 teacher, she wasn't great. She was nothing special, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought, okay, giving up grade 1, I have to leave something. I have to lose something. I'm not going to get something else. But then in grade 2, I got some really cool things that happened. It wasn't the same teacher, it wasn't the same experience without a doubt, but I was so worried, and I remember that being one of those memories. But it's like, well, what am I afraid of? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just the logical next step. And it's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I can't stay in grade 1 forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like that. Just as simple as that. You know, and that brings me to our stone of the week. I know we're running out of time here, but I've been working a lot with amethyst. Just good old amethyst this week. It's a very gentle stone. It's great for dreams. It's great for realization. It's a very calm, beautiful, healing energy.
It's actually great for anxiety and depression and panic attacks as well.
Everything and anything. It's great to sleep with because it gives you really beautiful dreams. It just relaxes and soothes. It's a really magical piece. I don't know if you can see these like buddies that I got here. They're like little worlds. But anyways, if you can get yourself a piece of amethyst, it's a beautiful stone. Works really well. And if you're wondering what the next 2 weeks are holding, well, guess what? Follow your dreams. And guess what else? Perseverance. It's so funny because, again, don't give up just yet. Don't stop because it's too hard or too dark or too unknown. You know, whatever. Even so many people are in fear. Don't worry about it. Just ask yourself, what do I want? And follow your dreams and be authentically you.
Do all the happiness. Be the happiness.
Because if you don't, you're going to get a little reminder that you need to.
Yeah, so do things to raise your vibration. Sing, dance, play
Shake your butt.
music,
Eat donuts.
Write poetry. Well, I mean, technically eating donuts could make you happy.
It does.
But it's not going to raise your vibration.
Are you joking? If you put a good donut in your face, don't tell me it doesn't raise your vibration.
We'll test it with the vibration meter.
Okay. All right. Until next time.
Yes.
Thank you for hanging out, and we hope you like, subscribe, follow.
We'll
and
see you at HorrorCon, Tiffany. She said,
yeah, wonderful. We'll see you there. Look out for the white fat ghost. It's gonna be...
Okay, listen, anybody watching who shows up at HorrorCon has to hold her to this white ghost thing, because I think it's going to be fucking hilarious. All right, well, until the next Thursday that we do this, I don't know what day it is, do you? We're always prepared, but we're not prepared right now.
We're not this good. No.
Okay, so 2 weeks from now on Thursday, we will see you all. So
19th, I think? Yeah, I think
Something
we're
like
on the
that.
19th. But anyways, we'll let you know, post and whatever. So like I said, like and subscribe, and you'll get all the juicy details about what we're doing next. And if you want to see us sooner, call us.
Send us a message. Yeah, send us a message. Again, we will never ever contact you. We will never contact you asking you for money. Yeah, that is not us. So if somebody does contact you, we have a lot of scammers that pop on here. If somebody does contact you, block them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a magical fucking night, everybody.
Until next time.
We will see you guys next time.